Ramirez, your host of Stand Out and Grow. I want to help your business stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. Building your business is really, really hard. And knowing what marketing and advertising tools you need to help you become successful is extremely confusing. After 30 years of working with thousands of businesses, I am here to help you make good business decisions. I want to help you understand the programs that are available to you so that you can stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. So let's get started.
Hey there, this is Kat Ramirez, CEO and founder of adBidtise and #SocialBuzz. Yay! I'm so excited to have my very special guest today. Angie is CEO and founder of ReDefine Fitness. She's going to talk about keto, and she's going to talk about some of the corona weight maybe you gained and some things that we can do at home to help offset that if you if you're afraid to get out into a gym or whatever, or you're on lockdown or whatever the case, because we're all in a different scenario. So let me bring Angie in. Hey, Angie.
Hey, Kat.
How are you doing today?
I feel amazing.
Awesome. That's your t-shirt.
That's my t-shirt.
Awesome. Okay, so I introduced myself, so people probably don't know who you are as I do. And so if you want to take this time to introduce yourself and give people a little bit of background about you and your company and what you do.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for having me on. I'm excited. I am, as Kat said, Angie Carriere, and I started ReDefine Health and Fitness about 3.5 years ago. Now, I have been a senior regional vice president with Party Light Gifts for 27 years and love it with a passion, but I do and did always have a major passion for fitness and weight loss. And honestly, that really came from the fact that everything I did to take care of myself emotionally and physically, I found it almost daunting trying to find the right, what do I eat, how do I exercise to get the results that I was looking for. And so that just drove me towards my passion of, you know what, like honestly, and I know we'll talk about this, but I have such a passion for the keto lifestyle because it's what changed my life. And it was a complicated discovery because I needed to be taught how to do that. There is so much out there on the internet, and it took me hours and days and months to figure out why it was working, why it wasn't, what's healthy about it, as well as the personal training aspect. I mean, I was 45 years old going back to school to become a personal trainer. In fact, in one of the classes, this 25-year-old says, "Are you the instructor?" I said, "No." And he goes, "What are you doing here?" I want to be a personal trainer. Anyhow, it really is what drove me to get things started. And one of the things that I always had a challenge with is I've spent thousands of dollars on a personal trainer, but a personal trainer cannot just give you nutrition unless they have that training. So I went to do both so I could encompass it all.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I think that's wonderful. And most of your clients use you for a combination of what you do, right? The weight training, and then some of them for keto, and then your fitness programs. Which, let's talk about that for a moment, because you actually had group fitness where you were at location for groups and what have you, and you had to change that because of this pandemic. So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. And you know what a blessing it was, because all of my classes were live. All of my personal one-on-one training was live, whether that was at Waskesiu or Saskatoon. And one of the things that I always have in the back of my head is, what about those people that I can't get through the door? Those people that are in hiding at home because they're ashamed of, themselves aesthetically, or they're scared because they aren't mobile. How do I attract those people and have them feel safe? And so I've always wanted to do virtual fitness where, in fact, those people had a place and they could do their workouts from the privacy of their own home. And honestly, it was about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks before the whole COVID thing literally hit when I actually introduced virtual fitness. And it had nothing to do with the coronavirus. And it wasn't, 2 or 3 weeks later, after I introduced it, I had clients on board. That COVID hit and the gyms closed. So now my virtual fitness is super important.
Yeah. And that's wonderful how you have adapted. And as I have an attorney friend who has evolved, because she's like, it's you're pivoting and you're accommodating your client base who probably really, really need you. Because I know the biggest challenge for a lot of people that I talk to is taking time for themselves to do what little bit of exercise that they can, And I'm not sure that if you hear that, but I'll give you my example. For example, is when I went to the office, I was on the second floor. So that's 2 flights of steps, right? Mm-hmm. And I always took the stairs, always. I wasn't going to take the elevator because it was only the second floor. So that's no longer in my life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it had an impact. It had a major impact. And I think people don't realize the exercise they get when they actually are doing day to day, that now if you are in hibernation or lockdown or whatever you want to call it, okay, because some people have always been landlocked, okay, yeah. And that if you just have a routine and do a little bit every day, it makes such a world of difference. And so, I think the flexibility of having a virtual coach and trainer. Can you talk about some of the benefits of that? Because I think accountability is probably the best thing.
Yeah. Accountability is probably the word that comes up the most with everybody when it comes to fitness. They really just want accountability. So there's a couple key things about virtual fitness and looking at how I run a closed group that is really different than just grabbing a video, because honestly, it is so important that you're moving. Even if you do grab a video, whether it's YouTube or whatever, just move, because you're right. People don't realize that up and down the stairs or walking those few blocks from your car, that makes such a difference. So looking at virtual fitness in a closed coaching group, the environment and the connectivity that it actually creates is amazing. I watch these men and women join together, connect together for accountability. They create accountability partners. Either they bring their friends in and they become accountable together and they make little groups. Mm-hmm. I know some of them even meet on Zoom every morning right after their workout, and they all are on the workout at the same time. So the accountability, the fact that there is the ability to come on live. Yep. So my class is an example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. and 9:15, you can come on where I'm actually seeing your name and I'm identifying, saying, hey, Kat, welcome this morning. It makes that kind of difference. It's like you're going to a live class. Right. Then there's the people that actually can't come at those times. And the beautiful thing about our group is it is 24/7. So anybody can come on at 6 o'clock, select their workout from this morning and do it, and they get the job done. And there is nothing better, honestly, than having a certified trainer doing the training. So you're getting the most effective pattern to make sure you can do the full workout, proper form and instruction. Next, the coaching aspect. What if there's something you can't do? So that's where I come in to modify. And in a coaching group, you can say, hey, Ange, I couldn't do that push-up today. What can I do instead? And I can come on and answer that question. It's working great.
Oh, I love it. I think that's awesome. And then Linda Smith has a question or kind of a statement. She said, hello, I've been snacking way too much these days. Are there any suggestions for trying to prevent that or at least stop? Or what are some tips that you can give? I think a lot of people have done that, is the whole snacking thing.
Yeah. You know what? It really is about becoming extremely mindful. This is a time, honestly, Kat, that I can tell you, we call it in our community COVID body. Okay. Because you're all of a sudden in a position where you're bored.
Right.
Also, there's a lot of emotionalism going on. There's no doubt about that. So food triggers that wonderful response, especially if it's sugar. So therefore, it's like snacking is a big deal. So here's the thing. You have to become mindful and make decisions. So when I walk to that fridge, I have to stop and realize that I'm doing this out of boredom. I need to just go outside and go for a walk around the block. I need to go and put on one of Angie's videos. I need to make a different decision in regards to that. The other thing I'm going to share with you is act like you're full. Fill your water bottle, drink half of your body weight in ounces. So that, put elastics around the bottom and pull them up every bottle you drink. That'll help you to feel full. But it is about being conscious of it.
That's a great tip. I love that.
It works.
That's really good because, I keep promoting out of every one of my lives to drink lots of water, drink lots of water. I think people forget when you're at home. I know in the office, when I was in the office, I would purposely have a big jug and drink at least 3 of those a day. Mm-hmm. And when you're at home, you kind of tend to forget because you're in your comfortable surroundings, and things like that. So that's a great suggestion. I appreciate it. Okay. So for people who are inquiring about keto, what are some of the myths? What are some of the myths that, that you hear, or the misconception of keto, and especially because you are an advocate, because you were not keto before and you became keto and then you became keto certified. So what are some of the misconceptions that you think are out there or that you hear?
Yeah, well, I can start right off the bat with my misgivings with keto. When I was actually told that, hey, you need to change actually, let me just preface this. I didn't come into keto because of the weight loss aspect. It was the mental clarity that I needed. And it was prescribed to me by a naturopath doctor saying, you need to eat keto to lift this depression that I was in, which I came out of nowhere at 45 years old. And I thought she was nuts. It's like, you're going to change my diet. But I was so scared, thinking the stuff I heard about keto, you're going to get sick. You eat nothing but fat. It's the Atkins diet. It just went on and on and on. You're going to get all this fat around your organs. So much that I was petrified, but I was so desperate to create a change that I decided to do it anyways. Now, interestingly enough, one of the things that Noni said to me when she said I was doing this, and Ange, as a benefit, you're not only this depression's going to lift, but you are also going to lean out. What? And that's what had me really dive into how to lean out, because here's some of the misconceptions, and here's why. There is so much out there on the internet about it, and this is what I get. People come to me and they say, well, I tried the keto diet, and I say, okay, can you just tell me what your macros were and your calorie count to make sure you were doing nutritional ketosis for your mind, and also to trigger your body into ketosis for weight loss. Many times they can't tell me, which tells me they actually are just following whatever they're hearing. Biggest thing, they drink bulletproof coffees. And when we actually examine some of what they're drinking, they start their morning off with coffee, 50 grams of fat, 500 calories. Well, when I actually am putting a plan together, number one, sometimes you're working with 13, 14, 15, 1600 calories because you do need a calorie deficit. It has to be identified as to what do you need every day just sitting on the couch. Mm-hmm. Then we need to subtract some of those calories. So what was happening is they were taking in calories of what? There still has to be vegetables. There is 20% carbs. Those just don't come from refined carbs. It comes from certain vegetables. So when we look at that and look at the fact that some people ended up getting really sick, but they were actually also ingesting very unhealthy fats. And no, when I talk about macros, it is 70% fat, 25% protein, 5% carbs. some people were at like 95 fat or too high in protein, like the Atkins diet, and not enough fat to trigger the scientific response to get the health benefits and weight loss benefits of the ketogenic diet.
Right. And so I love this, and this is great information, because I know at one time I tried on my own the keto, from what I read in, the World Wide Web and Google or whatever else. And I know that when I was trying the bullet coffee, I felt like I was gaining weight. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm sure everybody's body is different. And again, it's your activity and a lot of other things. I think you can't just do it on your own. You know what I mean? Like, and then just say it works or it doesn't work,
Yeah. Well, here's something that's super important and exactly what you just said. And honestly, it saddens me out there every day. There's two things that I want to share. Number one, so people watch little things on the internet and they go, oh, keto, a bulletproof coffee. So they ingest 500 grams and 50 grams of fat. Sorry, 500 calories and 50 grams of fat. But they don't know the rest of the formula. Right. So they do gain weight, Kat, because they're eating too many carbs, not enough protein. Like, it is a formula. I call it keto the right way, because number one, you want nutritional ketosis. You don't want to just feed yourself fat. And you know what? Some people have, and they've lost a ton of weight. But where is their mind at? And how do they actually feel? And is it sustainable? The next thing, an experience I had, and I know this is out there, because products say keto, right? Keto chocolate, keto snacks, keto peanut butter cookies. I go to every training I possibly can. And I went to a training that was done by a doctor at a health food store. So that was my first experience, going someplace where you could buy products. And the woman did such an amazing job talking about what is keto, the health benefits, the formula. But then instead of going into here's how, or here's what it looks like, she said, and all your keto products are down that aisle. And I thought, oh my gosh. And I'm telling you, this room was packed, and all of these women and men, actually it was mostly women, they ran. And I'm telling you, all I wanted to say to them is, you don't know, because they'll sit and eat the whole bag of peanut butter cookies because it's keto. That's not even close. Those things are a little snack after dinner where you have a craving and you go, okay, I'm going to just soothe this craving with this bite of a cookie. It's so scary. And no wonder I tried the keto diet and it didn't work for me.
Yep.
And it's like,
And then I also hear the people who are like you, who are extremists, and they take keto over the top. They can't sustain it. And then they gain all the weight back because they can't sustain it. Because there are people who do this on their own and are like over the top with it, but they don't understand that when they do it over the top, there's no way to sustain that, and keep a healthy lifestyle. There's just no way.
Yeah. Let me speak to that in the aspect of, okay, I need to give you an example, because this is almost a myth, and I'll tell you why. What happens is people get into, well, we're going to use the keto, and let's grab another plan. Let's just do Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has a fantastic reputation, and I'll tell you, I support any lifestyle that actually works for you. But here's the thing. Let's go do Weight Watchers, and yes, it's very effective. And then all of a sudden, if you just put that away and overeat your calories and start introducing refined sugars again and all those carbs, the same thing happens. And so keto gets a bad rap because it's like, well, I heard if you introduce carbs again, you're going to gain all this weight. I'm here to tell you, I've been keto for 3.5 years. And am I 100%? I'm going to share with you that when I go on a trip, which we go on a lot of trips, am I dead on keto? No. I'm going to share with you that I'm about 80% keto, 20%. Sometimes at the lake, a whole weekend I'll go and decide to eat differently than straight keto. The key is I get back on track. That's the key. I don't believe, and some coaches do, so I might not be your coach if you need 100%. Some coaches believe you never sway from keto. I'm a coach that realizes from a personal experience that there is a time where you're going to dive into something else and then just get right back on track.
Right.
Now, there is food addicts. That's a whole different coaching ballgame for myself. That's where we can't necessarily do that. But everybody identifies it for themselves.
Right. And I agree. He goes keto, then he goes, peanut butter cookies. I guess he doesn't see that in the keto plan. And then James also said, being healthy is a lifestyle. It's not a 6-month phase or a 3-month phase. It is, and I agree, it is a lifestyle because you have to mentally and physically be committed. You have to. Otherwise, it's not going to work, And it's just like, when you commit to running a marathon, that's a lifestyle that you prepare for. It's like committing to, going into the military. It's a lifestyle. I mean, everything is about you make this choice and then you commit to it. You just have to commit. And maybe the people that are not successful are not committing to it, Yeah. And that could be the problem. And again, this is where having a coach or someone to really bounce these things off of, where it benefits them and it becomes a success as opposed to a failure for them, And I love the idea of what you're talking about, because we're all realistic. We're all humans, We, Jeff and I, my boyfriend and I, we have friends and stuff, and they do the lake thing. And for anybody to think that I would stay committed to a program while you're at the lake, you're trying to enjoy it and, to make other people accommodate your food choices. You know what I mean? So things like that. So I tell
And you know what? In saying that, it also all depends on a person's goal. If
Right.
they come to me and they have a goal to lose 100 pounds this year, and there is something strong enough inside of them, believe me, you can live keto at the lake because of the fact there are so many great keto foods. I think that's the other thing that gets a bad rap. I mean, you get to eat all these fatty foods, healthy fatty foods, okay?
Right.
It really is. Not all at once. No, there's a formula, and you still need to watch your calorie counts. But I like what he's saying. It's really true. And when you talk about lifestyle, one of the things I pride myself in with ReDefine Health and Fitness is I have a private keto coaching group. And that's where all of my clients go on, unless, of course, they are too private, they can, do something different. But because it's a lifestyle, we keep very connected, and new people will come on and say, this is what I'm experiencing. And my whole crew will come on and help them. I mean, myself included, but it's a 24/7 feed. It's like virtual fitness. We have closed groups to coach and support each other in their goals. And that lends to affordability as well. One-on-one, I'm going to be $75 an hour. The coaching group is $32 a month, and that's 24/7 coaching. So you learn.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad you pointed out the pricing, because I think that's really, really affordable to have someone hold you accountable, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's like quitting smoking, or you quit drinking, or you're just changing your lifestyle. You need someone there as your support team, your support basis. And that team is not necessarily going to be a family member or a spouse or significant other, because they may not choose that route,
That's right.
And so to be able to have a resource and to have a support group where they're all on that same mission and all doing the same thing, I think that's great, and it's like-minded people together.
Yeah, it's powerful, so powerful. The community that is created, and even let's add COVID in there.
Yeah.
The extra connectivity is beautiful, because there's so many people that are by themselves in so many avenues. So whether you're virtual or in a keto group, you have connectivity in a different way.
Okay. So now, Angie, I know you have a lot of success stories, because I've seen it all over the place. But so do you want to talk about some of the success stories? Because you have success stories, not just from keto. You have them from your weight loss programs. You have them from your fitness programs. You have them from everything that you supply. And so I think, highlight some of the success stories, because that is a testament to you And I think these are great to talk about, because somebody probably can reflect on them.
Well, you know what? I wasn't expecting you to ask that question, and it actually makes me emotional because, the one thing that I'm so passionate about is I believe, so this mantra, okay, that's why I have shirts that say feel amazing. I believe everybody deserves to feel amazing. And what I have witnessed is beyond beautiful. So we could take let's take Lois, and she wasn't even very mobile when she started, and she actually started in virtual fitness. It wasn't even right in front of me live, and she is so happy because she can move. She can do a push-up. That doesn't mean a full push-up. It doesn't matter. The fact is our muscles go to sleep as we age. They go, oh, you're done using me? You need to wake them up and stay mobile, right? And I watch Lois and I watch Laurel, and they're like smiling. You can see it on their face. They feel so amazing, because what you get from working out is it like your endorphins go crazy. You start feeling stronger. You sit up straighter. So I have countless stories of people that came to me that just weren't mobile. They weren't comfortable with their bodies. Mona came to me as a depressed 40-year-old mom that said, I'm just a blob and I feel terrible and I feel depressed. 5 weeks later, she walked through that door smiling, feeling amazing. She went on a ski trip, couldn't believe that she did the whole trip, and I could breathe, like the excitement. Then the keto stories. Now, please know that not everybody can do fitness. Sometimes their mobility doesn't allow them at this point, or maybe they have too much weight to start getting into fitness, so they need to do keto first. You can lose all of your weight just on keto alone with no fitness. I do recommend doing both, but sometimes you can't. Countless story. Lori lost over 40 pounds. She just felt absolutely amazing on stage doing a presentation, 40 pounds lighter. She couldn't even say enough. Thinking about Roxy just put a post on thanking me. She just is at her 34-pound loss. Nice. Susan, I think, is a 35-pound loss. She was hoping she could lose 20 pounds. She feels beyond amazing. Her diet, it lowered her blood pressure. Even her dentist said, your gums are healthier, for heaven's sakes. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I could go on and on.
Those are great stories. I love it. And I think that probably what I hear over and over are the people are just so appreciative that you can help and guide them and support them in their mission, because at the end of the day, it is a personal mission for each individual person. It's, it's kind of like quitting smoking. You can't ask someone to go do it. You have to want to do it yourself, And I think the other thing to talk about and mention is they can be one-on-one. So if they're fearful of groups, I think you probably, I don't know, do you hear a lot of people? I would imagine you probably hear a lot of people who don't want to be in a group because they don't want to talk about it to other people. And maybe because of their weight is a little overwhelming or, what have you. And I think the whole one-on-one is an incredible offer that you have, in that regard,
There's a couple ways around that. Some of the participants, our clients, come on to the group without their actual name. And we all respect that. They'll come on with some strange name and you're wondering, what the heck is that? And they will still participate, but nobody knows who they are. And interesting, because it doesn't bother anybody in the group because they understand that that's where that person's at. So that's one thing. Then there's the one-on-one where somebody actually doesn't want to learn, because my goal is not to keep people dependent on me. My goal is to teach the lifestyle so they are free to do whatever they want without a plan and all that jazz. So the one-on-ones are, certainly an option if you just want that major. In fact, it's one of my packages is you can choose to do one-on-ones as well, as opposed to just doing the group, because that's what you need. And that's a major accountability, right? So there's some people that need that type of accountability.
Yep. Okay. So here's the big question on the keto program. So like Weight Watchers has where you buy their foods.
Yeah.
Are you is this where you have to, you're telling people to buy certain foods and stuff like that?
That is such a good question, and I pride myself in that as well. This is all whole foods. There's no there's no pills, there's no powders, there's no, hey, buy this, nothing. It's like the healthy foods, your chickens, it's whole food. And that's another thing when people come to me and they say, well, should I get these keto pills? And, first of all, respectfully, I say, you can choose to do whatever you want, but honestly, I have not had one client that's been taking pills and they've had incredible results. So I'm going to say, no, there's nothing to purchase other than your first purchase is, I'm designing a plan. Now, I will share with you that plan is dietitian approved. I personally do not give people their calorie count. Yeah. I ask the questions that I need to ask given by the dietitians. I send that into my team of dietitians. They tell me what Kat's calorie count is going to be. And then I have dietitian approved templates. And then I put the food that you love to eat so you're not gagging on something you hate. Yep. Right? So that's important to mention is I do have a team. I have to have dietitians with me in order to do calorie counts and meal planning.
That's awesome. Now, how do you account for people that are diabetic or high blood pressure? I mean, so is it like everything that is listed in here as health-wise as well?
Okay, those are really good questions too, and so important. I say to everybody that is starting the ketogenic diet, make sure your doctor approves of this, because there are health issues that, first of all, I'm not a medical professional. I can teach you how to administer, but it's everybody's responsibility to make sure they are seeing their health provider, because some doctors, your doctor might say, no, that's not for you. You don't realize that with your diabetes, this does not work. Or, I don't recommend pregnant women at all. There's been many people that actually have successfully fixed their diabetes. But again, that has to be medically approved as opposed to me saying, hey, this is going to work.
Right. No, I get it. That's awesome that you're asking them to check with their doctors first, just so that you guys are on the same page. That's fantastic. Okay, Angie, any exercises that people can do if they are at their desk, or anything that you would recommend, simple little things they can do so that, let's say that we are talking to a bunch of workaholics who get up from their bedroom, go take a shower, and then walk over to their desk, and they're here forever.
Okay, just so you know, Kat, I was watching one of your videos this morning at like 7 a.m. and I know you're the one that walks straight to your desk. Your bedroom is right there. You know what? There's some things that we don't pay attention to when we're sitting at our desks. So just an example, and it just seems like so small, but it's not. It's literally locking on your abs. So thinking about push your belly button to your spine, squeeze your butt, and pull your shoulder blades back, and just do that and feel. I can feel the activation in my abs right now. I can feel it in my, my back by, pulling forward or pulling back, sorry. So those things of tightening for, 20 seconds, 30 seconds loose. 20 seconds, 30 seconds loose. The other thing I want to share about that is if you are at a desk, there's a lot of people that are walking, which is fantastic, but I want to give you a tip in reference to walking. People walk for weight loss. I hear it all the time, but there's a trick to that, and that is use it as high interval training. So high intensity interval training, that's what I train. My classes are short and super effective because I practice HIIT and weight training. When you go to walk effectively, how do you do that? Shoulders back, pull your shoulder blades together, push your belly button in, and walk with intention and go really fast for a minute. So you become not necessarily breathless, but winded, and then slow down. But you will notice right when you start, you're squeezing your belly, you're pulling your shoulder blades back, and all of a sudden you realize, oh, you're slouched over and your belly's just hanging there.
Yep.
So it takes, you got to be mindful about it, but 20 minutes is really important. So if you're going to walk, go 1 minute fast, 2 minutes slow, 1 minute fast, 2 minutes slow. If you're not there yet, it might be 25 seconds fast and then slow down for 2 minutes, and it'll gradually work up. But just to go for a stroll is not going to kick you into fat burn mode, but still really important for mobility if that's your goal.
Right. I love it. That's awesome. I have to say something. James did a shout out for you. He goes, here's a coach that cares more about you than getting her dollars. That's so sweet.
See, those are the things. James, I get so emotional. Thank you, James. You're right. You're absolutely right.
That is awesome. Okay. So I do, tell me if this helps or if I'm stupid for doing it. I bought a hula hoop, so I do hula hoops in between.
Nice. Nice.
Nice. Conquer the hula hoop, but I also do planks for my golf game because I know planks are great for your core. You know,
planks are incredible for your core. Absolutely, absolutely. Planking is a great thing. So there's 3 exercises that really work your core and your biggest muscle groups. So one would be planking, and there's many different ways to plank. So on my group, I'll give different ways to plank because you can advance that or bring it down depending on your level. So planking, squats, and lunges.
Okay.
So, well, actually, let's add also deadlifts if you have some weights. Those are all really big muscle groups and burn the most.
Yep.
And you know what? If you're, not on my group, you can YouTube those to find out proper form. And I'm going to suggest to do that before you just squat and lunge, because you can really hurt your knees if you're not doing it properly.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask this question for Daniel Gomez. Daniel Gomez is a coach, a confidence coach, and he was on not too long ago. And Daniel told me that he does 100 jumping jacks. Are jumping jacks good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So one of the things about jumping jacks that's really powerful is anything plyo. So plyo means jumping.
Okay.
That is hard work. And you're elevating your heart rate. So that's what you want to do to build your heart strength, to be able to take in more oxygen. And then, of course, with the jumping, you're activating your muscles big time. That's a core exercise. So whether it's jumping jacks or a frog jump, that's huge.
Okay, awesome. I asked that for you, Daniel, if you're watching. I know he will. He'll check it out later and he'll make a comment. So awesome. Okay, so as we wrap this up, Angie, this was awesome. I loved it. I hope that, we might have another comment before I get away from this. I'll take it on the bike now. Amy Schweitzer is watching. Thanks, Amy. She said, get it, ladies. About to go on a bike now. Tons of things you can do from home. So, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, and at the end of the day, basically what it is don't make excuses. Like, don't say, I'm in lockdown, I can't do anything, and I'll wait till it's gone. Because, the fear is keeping people from opening. Fear is keeping people from being together. So rather than be defined by the fear, overcome that with virtual classes, or figure out, I have to give another shout out before I finish this. Kimberly Hall says, love the t-shirt. She can get one, right?
Well, Kim, I will definitely give you my information, and I have tanks and t-shirts, and they feel so great.
They are. You have a lot of pretty colors. I think you had to make a big decision when you ordered those t-shirts to go, because you are normally black and white. Your website's black and white. I think you made a big decision on, I want color.
Yeah.
And
that was tough. But you know what did it is COVID. Okay, so first of all, I'm not around people. I'm on a screen every day, and I'm watching myself come to class every day in my black and white, feel amazing. I love it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I thought, no, it's spring. We need to make this mind shift. We need color. So I did. I have pink, I have blue, I have red, and I feel great about it. And you know what? I did the launch live of all the shirts. I didn't open my box until the Facebook Live was on and people joined me. And oh my gosh, like, we got to smile. We got to be bright. It's summer and there is beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, I love the way you introduced your t-shirts. That was great. So what I was getting at is don't make excuses. Like, if you have a question, if you're interested, if you don't want to, even when we open up, if you don't want to go to the gym because you have that fear, and it's okay, find someone virtually. Angie's available. You do free consults, right? Do you talk to people for free? Okay.
There's two things, Kat, just so I don't forget to say. Number one is definitely free consults to look at the eating portion, okay? And then the next thing is always a 7-day free trial for virtual. Always.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. That way they know if they like it or not, or if they can get into it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. How do people get a hold of you, Angie?
You know what? There's many different ways. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. You can email me, call me, text me. So let me give you these numbers quick. Text me at 306-270-9649. As Kat is pulling up, there is my website. Now, I am excited to share with you, I do have a new website coming, but this website that's up and running right now, certainly just go to contact information. There's some great stories on there as well. And you can contact me through the website. And that, of course, is directly towards my email. And ReDefine with Angie on Instagram and Facebook. That's the address, is ReDefine with Angie.
Okay, so this was a great picture to show because you've got some before and after, so that's awesome.
And Jan did amazing. Yes.
Yeah, people need proof. That's a great story there. People go and check out your website. They'll find that out. Okay, your contact's at the top of the website. If anybody comes here, it's right there. And again, if you have any questions or want more information from Angie, she is a resource. She does give a free consult, and then you get the first 7 days for free. Yay! Yay.
I would invite people to come and join us live in my gym and in your home or from your home.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us, Angie. And I will also put your links and everything on the bottom of the screen and all of the lives that we were in so people can get a hold of you. Okay?
Sounds good. And thank you so much. I had so much fun today.
Absolutely. And everyone, let me make sure. Okay. I would rather that be the focus than me staring at the screen. Okay. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to still leave a comment. Angie will, if you have a question for Angie, I'll tag her and that way she can answer them for you. Otherwise, please reach out to her. She is a resource and she's doing some amazing things. And as James says, this coach cares more about you than getting her dollars. I love that. Thanks, James. And thanks for the shout out. And thanks for everyone else for watching. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Kat. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Stand Out and Grow. Check out all the notes and links at www.standoutandgrow.com. I am so thankful to you for helping this show continue to grow. I want to keep producing content that you want to hear, so please leave me some feedback. I look forward to bringing you more resources and information to help your business stand out and grow. Please follow us on social media and make sure you follow this podcast so you can learn more about helping your business stand out, survive, succeed, and grow. Until next time, you got
adBidtise
this.
helps businesses stand out and grow with affordable advertising options. We will help you make good business decisions so you can save money and not just throw it against the wall to see if it sticks. Get your free strategic advertising analysis today so you can see the opportunities to stand out and grow your business. Visit www.standoutandgrow.com offers page to learn more.